Well, here we are on the Thursday night tack on Harrison Mountain ride. It's just kind of funny. We ride about 15-20 miles to get to this point. But basically everybody's thinking about this point when we're riding, because it's the time when everyone tries to get their best time up the mountain. And here we go, right in the very beginning. Here we're going maybe 9 miles an hour. Probably a good idea to start off a little slowly, and then later you can pick it up if you're able to. That's Mike there to the left in the blue, and then right in front of him is John in the Les Amis kit. The two guys there to the right in the Nuvox, those were some guys that aren't typically on the ride. John is one of them, and Falls is the other guy's name. There's a group kind of going off the front there. One's Doug, he's the one closest to us. The guy in the red is Billy, and then to the left is the old man of the mountain, Art, and he's one that I'm going to be watching for on this climb because he's typically one of the first ones to the top. We're talking about 2.2 miles, and this is just the beginning of that. This particular video ultimately is around 12 minutes and 51 seconds long, but I'm going to speed up a little bit of it so that it's down to about 7 minutes 30 seconds. But just want to give you an idea of what this ride is made up of. Here I'm coming around the front of that pack. I'm going to try to catch up with the other guys. And no, we are not riding this fast. This is fast forward. Here I'm coming up on Doug. Another rider I'm going to have to watch out for is Bob, and Bob's the one that just went around me there. And we're going to go up and try to catch up with Billy and Art. Basically at this point I'm sucking on his wheel, using Bob to carry me up there. I'm intentionally slowing down at this point because this is what is known as the water tower section of the road. Now we're back down to normal speed. This one will get you if it's kind of fakes you out. It looks like you should be able to really pick up some speed, but because it's an incline, it just kind of catches me off guard. So I intentionally try to keep my speed down at this point. And this is the part that will get you. You can see I was going about 9.6 miles an hour at this point. As soon as we get around this curve and this guy weed eating on the side of the road, things kind of level off a little bit and you can start picking up some speed for several yards. Billy had kind of a gap on us at this point. Now we just finished what I would call the water tower section. Now we're just leading up for the halfway point. There's probably more of a grade at this point than back with the water tower, but for some reason this one doesn't seem so bad. There was Art checking back to see if I was going to catch it. There we go, now we're all together. Now we're nearing the halfway point. My goal is to get down to around 12 minutes up the mountain. And that's why right here we try to get around 6 minutes. And on this particular night we were probably 6:20. This is the part that will start to get me. I do pretty well up to the beginning. I even am able to handle this one, but right up here in a little bit we're going to come across the section where, for me, I'm always hitting the wall and slowing down. I think if I can get through that section with a little bit more stamina, I might actually make it. Bob was complaining that no one was going up front. So I did. Right before I get to that bad spot.
There's the dreaded blue box. Bring my pace a little bit fast.
And that was in real-time speed, so you can see how slow I was going at that point. Next thing up will really be the wall. Though this is kind of a hard section just because at this point I'm so tired. There goes Bob. About a year ago, Bob was having a hard time up this mountain, but now the guy is probably toying with us at this point. I'm obviously not toying with anybody. I can't even lift my head up enough for the camera to pick up the guys in front of me. I just got my head down and trying to survive.
I should have sprinted. There's the 15 mile. Now Art will take off.
Well, don't give up on me yet, because there's still a chance I'm going to catch at least one of those guys before we get to the top. At about this point, I figured I was pretty close. I might actually be able to catch Art. I saw him fading just a little bit, which, quite frankly, is very unusual for Art. And right around here, I was like, I know I can get him. So I stood, went at it a little bit hard. You can probably see the rocking of the camera. Oh yeah! And then right over this little hill, we reached the end. Yes!